page. And again, it has come to my notice, or I've received some information pertaining to very disturbing reports. And I have said it in the past that it's important to realize that days are not the same, months are not always the same, and life sometimes may take. Most of us people, we normally say that experience is the best teacher. But my biggest worry is this. Why must we experience some terrible things in our lives? Why must we always learn from things that make us people? I have been men and women between 20 and 30 in terms of making family problem. But the most dangerous thing about it is that you affect your life because life is not a rehearsal. You do not have the luxury of, like, let me do some mistakes right now, then I can rectify tomorrow. No. Life does not give you that particular privilege. So if it's about the young men and women, wherever they are, listening to me today, if it's about planning for your life, please marry early. Please marry early if you can. Any young lady, any young man listening to me today, please marry early enough. Why am I saying this? One, I've given this example in the past, but I'm going to repeat it again. If you're 29, if you're 30 years, if you're a lady who is 30 years, you are a working class person, 30 years, you get married at 30 years, it takes almost 1 year for you to give birth to that particular child that God will give you. So at exactly age 31 is when you get your first born. So this child has got 4 years to go to what we call, grade, they call it grade 1. No, PP1. At 35 is when your child is joining PP1. It takes 2 years, PP1, PP2, pre-group 1, pre-group 2. So that's 7 years. It takes another 6 years for this child to join junior high. So at 43 is when your child is joining junior high. Your firstborn, note that. Add 3 years for junior high. 46 years is when the child is clearing junior high. Add 3 years for senior high. At 49 is when your firstborn child is actually clearing what you call senior high. If this child is going to do a degree course which is relevant in life today, give this child another 7 years. So at 56 is when your firstborn is clearing what we call school. So you can see, most of your life, you'll dedicate a lot of your time to paying school fees for your children, to a point of now putting your life into jeopardy in terms of planning for your tomorrow. When I tell people to take an insurance policy, because Kenyans have been wired to think that it is capital benefits. And sometimes I wonder, when you hire a car, the car delivers you to the destination and you pay a fare for that. When you take an Uber, whether it's a Uber or whether it's a Bolt, you still pay. There's that money that you pay to be taken from one point to another. If you focus on the much that you pay and you think that you are benefiting the rider of that car, then you have no other option but to walk. So you do not have to walk that journey. You need to plan your finances. And planning your finances means, kama uko na huyu mtoto, na hii kitu inanisumbua sana. I'm a lecturer, I've told you many times I'm a lecturer in university. And there is nothing that makes a parent feel bad, like when your child gets sent home for school fees balance. My biggest question has been, and I have a problem, as I said initially, with young men. You find a young lady who is hardly 25 years, she takes an insurance policy, and even before 1 week is over, she cancels the same policy, as if the child she was taking the policy for has passed on. It's quite unfortunate. That's what we call a total failure in financial planning. You need to ask yourself, whose responsibility is it to educate that particular child? It is your responsibility to educate your child. And therefore, just like you plan for food, just like you plan for the house manager, just like you plan for diapers, you also have that fundamental responsibility, that ultimate responsibility of planning the child's education, because you never know what tomorrow has for you. And the beauty with an insurance policy is that the education of your child is guaranteed. Leave alone what we call the naysayers, those people who keep giving stories that are not value. So why don't you plan? Now remember, planning for your child's education does not relieve you of the responsibility about planning your tomorrow, for your future. You need to plan for your finances, because if you don't plan for your finances, who will? Many people, we are poor by choice. I've been telling people that most of us Kenyans, we are poor by choice. It is not how much money that you earn that matters. It is what you do with the little that God has given unto you. God has given you the ability, the brains, you have the brains to use. See, what is it that you can do to plan for your tomorrow? I have been talking about education planning for our children, for our children. I've been talking about planning for retirement. You need to be putting some money aside because old age is coming. Believe you me, I've been telling people even last night when I was on radio TV, in all radio, that growing old is mandatory to all of us, but growing up is optional. It is you to decide whether you want to grow or not. So if you don't have to go very far, just go to your village where you come from. Look at those people who once used to work and the way they look like today. Doesn't it bother you? What is it that you are doing different so that you don't become a victim? I opened an investment company which has been running now for almost 1 year, 3 months. I want to salute all those people who have continually committed their money to with us. We are investing your money, telling you, leave the responsibility of investing money because you cannot be a master of all. So I can't be an engineer, I can't be a doctor, medical doctor, I can't be a pilot at the same time. So some of us people, we pretend to be a jack of all trades but a master of none. Give money to professionals, give money to us. That is what I've been doing for the last 31 years. And because you have seen me around for quite a long time, are you telling me that I'm going to run away with your money because you have started giving me 10, 15,000 shillings or 16,000 shillings per month? Let's invest your money. Seek counsel, seek financial counsel. Because let me tell you, retiring without money is the most dangerous position for one to find himself in. You need to please take cognizance of the fact that God has given you that mandate to plan about your tomorrow. When God talks about Noah building the ark during the dry spell, he's talking about you today listening to me, planning your finances now when God has given you the ability, the energy to work. When you have the time, the energy, and the zeal and the vigor, this is the time to do that. So, and that's why I came up with what we call Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited, where we allow people to invest money with us for a minimum period of 3 years. Then from there, you continually earn dividends until God comes, until God knows. So why can't you? So money should work for you. The currency of life in old age is cash flow. I have told you on a number of occasions that cash flow is the key, but Kenyans don't. Majority of Kenyans, it is like trying to play a guitar or playing a piano to a group or to a herd of sheep or a herd of maybe a pride of lions. The melodies, the melodious